I was almost abducted as a kid, and I didn't even realize it until years later.
When I was around 6 years old, my mom took me and my older sister to this small neighborhood park. It was one of those early summer afternoons where everything felt warm and safe. The sun was out, there were other families around, and the air smelled like grass and hot rubber from the slides. I remember going down the slide, but I kind of tripped at the bottom and landed weirdly on the ground. Nothing serious. I didn't cry or anything, but this man nearby walked over and helped me up. He smiled and said something like, "Careful there, champ," and gave me a little chuckle. My mom was sitting on a bench not too far off and saw it happen. I remember her glancing over, but I guess from her perspective, he just looked like a nice adult lending a hand. For a while, everything seemed totally normal. My sister ran off to get a juice pouch from my mom, and I stayed near the slides, just kind of playing in the sand and not really paying attention. When I looked up again, the man was standing by the edge of the play area. He gave me this small wave and started walking behind the playground towards a little path that led near a pond surrounded by trees. It wasn't super far, but it was definitely out of sight from where the parents were. I was a curious kid, and I didn't think anything of it. He had seemed nice, so I followed him. He was crouched by the pond when I caught up, kind of poking the water with a stick. He turned and smiled at me again, but something about it felt different now. His voice got quieter, more personal, as he said, "You're really pretty. You seem really mature for your age." I didn't know what to say. I was 6. I think I just kind of stared at him, confused. Then he asked me, "Are you here just with your sister?" Right then, I heard a shout. It was my mom, but it wasn't just her calling my name, it was terrified. She came charging out from behind the trees yelling, "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" I froze. She never yelled. Like ever. I started crying instantly, not even because of the man, but because my mom looked absolutely panicked. The man bolted, full-on sprinted away down the path and disappeared. I remember her grabbing me and holding me so tight I couldn't breathe. She was shaking. I think that scared me more than anything. We didn't talk about it much after. I was too little to understand the weight of what had just almost happened. At the time, I honestly thought she was overreacting. I even felt a little bad that the man ran off. But as I got older, that moment stuck with me. Every detail came back, piece by piece. The way he lured me out of sight, the creepy compliment, the question about who I was there with. And now, years later, I know exactly what that man was trying to do. If my mom had been even 1 minute later, I don't know what would have happened. It still sends a few chills down my spine. Stay safe, everyone.